The movie starts with a woman named Jo throwing something away. Her daughter Claire rides her bike to check on a nest down the road. After 30 seconds she decides she's had enough exercise and heads home. When Claire gets home, she hears her mother crying upstairs. She goes to the attic and finds her mother has hanged herself. Claire wakes up realizing it was just an old memory in her dream. Her dog Max is still with her. Claire's father Jonathan gets into a car with Carl. Claire gets ready for school and rides her bike. While trying to turn around to pick up the newspaper for her uncle, high school bullies almost hit her with their fancy car. Claire falls off her bike, but at least her uncle doesn't have to move to get the newspaper. At school, Claire sees her dad and Carl dumpster diving. Claire asks them not to do that at her school because it's embarrassing. Jonathan and Carl leave. Then we see Claire's best friends June and Meredith. As Claire and June try to hang a handmade banner, a guy takes an upskirt photo of Claire, which is typical behavior from high school boys. The bully Darcy throws a Starbucks coffee at the banner to show who the bad guys are. Claire goes to her Chinese class where Ryan praises her banner, but Claire is more interested in Paul, the bully's boyfriend. Jonathan finds a strange box while dumpster diving. During lunch, Darcy, Lola, Paul, and Tyler pick a quarrel with Claire because she dared to laugh with her friends. Claire stands up and calls Darcy smegma, which everyone finds hilarious. Darcy chooses violence over debate and hits Claire. Claire hits her back and they get into a fight. Claire visits her neighbor Mrs. Duca and they talk about boys. Jonathan gives the box he found earlier to Claire. The box has Chinese writing on it and Claire can read only 2 words, wishes and 7. As revenge, Darcy posts a picture of Jonathan dumpster diving with the hashtag #dumpsterdaddy. Claire wishes that Darcy would just rot, not thinking much of it. During the night, the box opens and starts playing a creepy song, but it closes right after. The next morning Darcy wakes up with her leg full of rash and gangrene. Meredith shows a picture of Darcy to Claire, and even though Claire realizes what happened, she isn't concerned about her wish. After school, she finds her dog Max dead under the house. She shows a photo of the box to her Chinese teacher, but the teacher tells her she needs to find a scholar because most of the characters are written in ancient Chinese. Ryan overhears the conversation and tells Claire that his cousin can help. Claire mourns Max, but blinded by her love for Paul, wishes that Paul would fall in love with her. The next day Paul approaches Claire. Meanwhile, Uncle August slips in his bathtub and hits his head, but luckily the box has a sense of humor and only kills him after he smashes his head on the tap on his way back up. As Claire gets home, she hears the news about her uncle and wonders what will happen with all his stuff. Jonathan tells Claire they won't be in his will, that's for sure. Jonathan and Claire get into an argument about Jonathan keeping too much stuff in the house, even for the second time. Claire doesn't realize the cost of her wishes and goes upstairs to wish that Uncle August would leave her everything. The next morning Jonathan gets a call that Uncle August left everything to Claire. Mrs. Duca congratulates Claire before they move into Uncle August's mansion. Claire and the girls enjoy the money and go on a shopping trip. Mrs. Duca prepares dinner when the disposal stops working. She keeps putting her hands in it and naturally her hair gets caught, leading to the disposal breaking her neck. While this is happening, Claire sees the box opening and playing a melody. Jonathan and Claire share an emotional moment and talk about Claire's mother. Claire has a nightmare about the box, and when she wakes up she sees a man outside her bedroom. She runs outside but finds no one. The next day she sees Paul breaking up with Lola at school. As soon as Paul dumps her, he approaches Claire and asks her out. Claire asks Ryan about the price for the translation. They visit Gina, Ryan's cousin. Gina tells them that the box will grant 7 wishes to the owner, but if the owner sells or abandons the box, the wishes will be undone. The box also has a name on it, Lume. They look up Lume on the internet. Lume cursed the box to get revenge on her family's killer in 1910. She became wealthy and her enemies were vanquished, but she died by suicide in 1922. On her way home, Claire sees her dad still dumpster diving with Carl. Jonathan tells Claire he likes hanging out with Carl. Claire gets mad at him for doing it. Claire gets home, takes out the box, and asks it to make her dad cool. Gina gets the further translation of the box in an email when the electricity goes out and her phone has no service. The box starts playing and we see Claire's dad playing the saxophone like a jigga-chad. He's become cool. Gina tries to call Ryan to tell her about the translation, but he doesn't answer. Gina then stumbles on a rug and gets impaled on a statue. Ryan visits Gina the next day and discovers her body. Ryan asks Claire about the box and tells her it requires blood every time someone makes a wish. Ryan questions Claire about wishing or not, but Claire lies and says she doesn't know what he's talking about. Claire ghosts her friends for Paul, just as it's written in the big book of horrible teen movies. Claire gets home completely shocked by how many lives she has taken with her irresponsible wishes. She knows the next wish has to be something important that can change lives, so she wishes to be the most popular girl in school. Paul invites Claire to a party and she is more than happy to go. Everyone thinks Claire is the coolest person ever. Paul kisses Claire before she heads home. Claire wakes up in the middle of the night and sees someone again. She runs out to check who is stalking her through the window. Claire thinks someone is following her because of the music box, so she hides it. Claire visits Mrs. Duca and finds her body. Claire gets sad and tries to talk with her old friends. Claire invites them over and tells them how the music box works. Meredith calls Claire childish for using wishes for such things. June and Meredith call her a psycho for keeping the box and wishing even though she knew people were going to die. Claire goes to a party where Meredith and June ask her if she threw away the box or not. She lies that she did. Claire finds out that Paul was the stalker at her window. Claire breaks up with Paul when the box starts playing music. Claire admits to June that she still has the box. Meredith is in the elevator when it stops working and falls. June tells Claire everything is her fault. Ryan tells Claire that all previous owners of the box became successful, but shortly after their fortune changed, everyone around them died and they committed suicide. Ryan says that after 7 wishes, the demon claims the owner's soul. Claire tells Ryan she's made 5 wishes already and lies again about not knowing the consequences. Ryan and Claire try to destroy the box, but it seems impossible. Claire hides the box and goes to sleep. Claire wakes up during the night to find Paul standing by her bed cutting his own wrist because he doesn't want to live without her. In the morning, the ambulance takes Paul away, but Claire and Ryan discover the box is gone. The doorbell rings and people's worst fear is at the door. The IRS says Uncle August hasn't paid taxes for 10 years, so Claire and Jonathan have to move out and leave the wealth behind. Claire returns to her everyday life where she is unpopular and poor. She sees the music box in June's locker. June probably went to steal the box during the night of Paul's visit. Claire fights for the box and June falls down the stairs. Claire forgets she isn't in the Lord of the Rings and threatens Ryan that she will use a wish on him if he doesn't let her keep the box. Claire loses her mind from one day to another and wishes that her mother never committed suicide. Johanna comes in with Claire's brothers and Jonathan to wish her a happy birthday. As Claire discovers paintings in the attic, she realizes her mother also committed suicide because of the box. The box starts playing music and we see Jonathan holding the ladder for Carl while he cuts branches. Claire tries to run outside to warn her father, but it's too late. The chainsaw falls and kills Jonathan. Claire runs upstairs and uses her 7th wish to go back to the morning when her dad found the box. She wakes up with Max on her bed. Claire asks Jonathan if she can go dumpster diving with him. She finds the box and puts it in her bag. At school, she talks to Ryan and asks him to bury her bag and never open it. Claire kisses Ryan and as she walks away Darcy hits her with her car. The cycle is complete and the box takes her soul. Before the end credits, we see Ryan digging a hole. Instead of throwing the bag in, he takes the box out and hesitates.